So I've been following a carnivore diet for well over a year now, and I feel fantastic. I have healed myself when doctors said it was never possible. I got rid of my migraines. I'm down 60 plus pounds. My brain fog is gone. I'm talking to you guys. I'm doing so much more than I ever thought I could or would. So imagine you've been doing this for over a year now and somebody sneaks kale into your diet without you knowing it. Suddenly you feel bloated, sluggish, inflamed, just like you felt pre-carnivore. This is exactly what happened to our pets. When I called the supplier to ask what was going on, they laughed in my face. They said, oh, we added kale to it. Well, it's not listed on the ingredients and it sure messed my dogs up. Then she had the comment of, what's wrong with kale? It is so good for you. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk just a little bit about my pets, but then we're also gonna take time to talk about you and 4 crucial lessons for human carnivores. So a couple of days ago, we thought all of our animals came down with this weird virus. We have chickens outside, you hear the viruses that go around, it can actually go to the animals as well. So I was thinking, what the heck did we do different? What did we change? And we thought our animals from the inside house got sick or got a virus from the chickens outside. We had no idea what was going on. So I was watching them. My dog Baxter, who has been thriving, he's 11 years old. He runs with us on the golf cart. He loves going for rides, just kind of changed. Like he didn't want to do anything anymore. He didn't want to run. He wasn't his playful self. He couldn't jump on my bed anymore. And I'm like, how did this all of a sudden change? My dog Ray, who is 10 years old, kind of the same thing where he used to be very spunky, he used to have zoomies, he used to run around, and he just wasn't his playful self anymore. The cats. Okay, so since putting them on the carnivore diet, full carnivore, just meat, I'm gonna be graphic here, their poop did not stink. Oh my gosh. So if you guys have cats and you had them on the regular standard American cat diet, you knew that their poop stunk and they had really big poops. Since putting my cats on the carnivore diet, their poops have not stunk at all and they're very tiny, and you don't have to change a litter box as often, although they're Emma's cats, so she does change a litter box once a day. We just noticed a change in them too. It was terrible. I walked past Emma's room and I'm like, oh my gosh, Emma, what did you do in your room? It really stunk bad. She's like, it was George, he just pooped. And I have not smelt that in over a year. So there's been significant changes in our animals. And we're like, what the heck changed? Why are they acting weird? Another thing with Ray, I have never seen this before. I was actually outside a couple of days ago and he was rubbing his butt on the ground. And I'm like, that's not a good sign. He's maybe itchy or something. I don't know. But there's just been significant changes. And I'm like, why the heck is this happening?
Tell them about the farts, Jen. That was what keyed me off. Every single time Baxter walked by me, he was farting.
So I'm trying not to laugh because Carrie was just telling me to remind me that when our dog Baxter, and I allow my dogs on the couches, I treat them like they're my kids. So he goes on the couch, he just lets out a little fart. I mean, he'll just jump and he'll just fart. He's never done that before. So I'm like, okay, that's a different change too. So every time he like does a little jump or something, he lets a little fart out too. So I've noticed this change. I'm like, what has changed? What's different? It's nothing that I did. And then I was opening their dog food that I just purchased. I've been purchasing this for the last year. We've been doing our own meat, but this way is just more convenient for me where I can, pull it out, put it in the refrigerator, and then let them have it. So what was the change? So I opened it up and I noticed some green specks in it. The first couple of times I'm like, well, it's a big, huge meat corporation. Maybe they just incorporated some vegetables or something that they were doing and didn't clean it out all the way or something like that. So the whole reason I started getting this is because it was better for them than what I was giving them. I was just doing ground chicken. This one you can actually see as ingredients. Select brands of raw cuts of organs from beef, chicken, lamb, and pork. That's all that it says. That's all that it's ever been in. But then over time, I noticed more and more. And I'm like, what the heck? On the ingredients, you're supposed to list everything that is in there. So I called them and I'm like, hey, my animals are carnivore. I'm seeing a difference in them. What's going on? I see that there's a green piece in their food, which I've never seen before. And she was kind of laughing at me. She's like, oh, well, we add healthy stuff for them that's going to give them vitamins and minerals. And I said, okay, well, that's what the meat does, right? And she said, no.
My name is Carrie. I'm filming a documentary called Healing Humanity. And if you want to see more stories like the story you're watching right now, please help us out. Our project is entirely crowdfunded. I've been working on it for 2 years now. We want to get more stories like this from all around the world. Please donate at donate.healinghumanity.movie. Every penny goes towards the documentary. I've been working on this for 2 years now. I haven't taken a single paycheck, and I never will. Our goal is to reach millions of people who are hopeless in the world. We're doing a documentary, we're doing a series. If you want to support us, please donate or join our membership site so we can support you. $15 for your first month, special offer in the description below. Sign up for our newsletter, buy our merchandise, our Healing Humanity shirts, and all of those proceeds go 100% towards our documentary. Thank you so much. Now back to today's video.
No, so we add kale into it, we add vegetables into it, we put pumpkins in it, and I'm like, seriously, it's not listed on your ingredients. You need to put that on there. So I was just mad that she was laughing at me because I said, my dogs are carnivore, they can't have that. And she just started laughing. She's like, why can't they? I'm like, do you know what carnivore is? And she said, yeah. I said, well, there's no vegetables or anything else in there. So this whole conversation of her laughing at me over the phone, making me sound like I'm crazy, kind of reminded me when I took my dogs to the vet to get their shots and their updates and all that stuff. The doctor said the same thing. She said, wow, your dog's coats are really soft. Wow, your dog's lost weight. What have you been doing? What have you been feeding them? I'm like, oh, we've been feeding them the carnivore diet. She looked at me, she's like, you can't do that. You're gonna kill your dog. You gotta give him vegetable. You gotta give him pumpkin. No, I'm gonna write this thing up. You can have carnivore, but you have to add pumpkin seeds in it. You have to add mush pumpkin up into it. You need to put kale in it. And I'm like, my dogs have been perfectly fine. You just told me seconds ago that their coats look really good, that they lost their weight, and they're doing great for their ages. So it kind of just threw me off a little bit. So you think of the dogs in the wild, okay? You think of 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, whatever. Even nowadays, last night I was outside, I was listening to the coyotes yelling. What do? Do they go to the store? Do they buy pumpkins? Do they buy kale? Do they go into the kale patch and eat out of there? No, because they know their body and it will make them sick. Same thing with us humans. Me especially. I was a vegetarian my whole life up to about 1.5 years ago. That's all I ate was vegetables. I was sick. I had migraines. I had brain fog. I was almost 60 pounds heavier than I am now. I was struggling.
One thing I wanted to add about the vegetables that I think is so interesting is my friend, George, come on. My friend Lee Kopis, we filmed him for our documentary. He has an incredible YouTube channel. Go check it out, Kent Carnivore. Lee has an ostomy bag, and he used to eat vegetables, and when he would, his ostomy bag would just completely fill up with gas and green sludge. When he went carnivore and he started eating meat, there's no gas in the ostomy bag, and it's just like a little bit of liquid. In other words, our digestive system processed all of that meat perfectly, pulled out all the nutrients, all the minerals, all the good stuff, because meat is the most nutritionally dense food we can eat. But then he'd eat vegetables or incorporate a little bit of vegetables, and whoosh, the bag would just fill up. What do you think's happening to your stomach? That is what is happening to the stomach of our dogs and our cats. They're filling up with gas, and Baxter jumps up on the couch and he farts. Ray jumps up on the couch and he farts. And it's just a reminder to me of where I was before carnivore, because that was my stomach. My stomach was always bloated. My stomach was always full of gas. It was painful. It hurt. It was always heavy. And it wasn't until I went carnivore, remember I told you this, I'm like, I can't feel my stomach anymore. A couple weeks into carnivore, I told Jen, I can't feel my stomach anymore. It's like there's nothing there in my entire life. There was always that pressure, always that pain. And the thing that we learned from this as well is you were vegetarian most of your life. And people say, well, if you would have just eaten clean, Carrie, on carnivore, instead of doing carnivore, you would have healed all of that. I went for a year where I just had a salad for lunch, salad for dinner, and protein. You went for a long time. We've had moments where we're eating junk food, but you had a long period of time where you just solely ate clean vegetables, and your legs were inflamed, your stomach was bloated, you had headaches and migraines and all sorts of issues. Just because we can tolerate these things doesn't mean they're optimal for us or we should be eating them all of the time.
I think about Carrie, and I'm going to start laughing right now. Sometimes before carnivore, thank God for this, before carnivore, he would actually sit on the couch. And when he would get up, he would let out a loud fart too. So you got to think about humans as well. So 4 lessons for humans that I've learned through my animals. We're going to get into that right now. So number 1, even small dietary changes can give you significant digestion issues. So just because my dogs can have kale doesn't mean that they should. They are sluggish, they are farting, their poop stink, a total change from what they had before. So another lesson for carnivore humans is prepare your own meals. This is so important. I can tell you pre-carnivore for Carrie, he was always depressed, he was angry, he had anxiety. I mean, the list goes on and on. For example, we went on a cruise, he was full carnivore. We had the cruise, obviously they made us food. We said we don't want any seed oils, and just the next couple of hours, I noticed a change in him. Well, we found out later on that they actually cooked it in some seed oil. So it's very important to prepare your food yourself so you know what is going inside of it. If you go out somewhere and they say, oh, there's no seed oil, or we just cooked it in butter, or something like that, something you can't have. I mean, think about it. If you have a dietary restriction and you want to go somewhere and you say, I can't have this, and they give it to you anyway, whose fault is that? So you have to prepare your meals at home. Trust your body. You know your body more than anybody else. I know my dogs. I could tell within a couple of hours that there was a change, but I thought maybe they had the flu. Maybe they had, eaten something outside that they weren't supposed to. Same with humans. Think about it. We go to the doctor because we have a headache, or we go to the doctor because our periods are really bad, or we go to the doctor because we have anxiety or depression. Think about it. Why do we have that? It's because of the foods that we eat. So it is very important for you to know what is going in your body. So listen, we didn't expect to learn so much from our dogs and our cats this week, but this is totally a wake-up call for us humans and how we prepare stuff for our animals as well. We love our animals, right? I know I do. Georgie, come here. I love my George. I love my dogs. I love all of my kids. I want to take care of my kids, my animals, my family that's coming over. I want to take care of them as I would want to take care of myself. So you need to listen to your body and not always go off of what you read. As I said in this one, you can even see there's even a piece of green on here. I wanted to open this up and show you guys what this looks like because I'm very upset because it says only meat in here. So you need to always watch yourself and prepare your own food and just take care of yourself and know your body. That is so important. I would love to hear from you guys, so leave some comments down below. Have you been to a certain restaurant or out to eat somewhere that made you upset that others should be aware of? Or maybe where do you get your animal food from? Or maybe how do you grind your food so others can learn about this? I did a video on how I grind my meat, so if you're interested in that, we can leave that in the description down below too. I think I'm gonna go back to doing that because again, I know exactly what is in my animal food and I know I'm not hurting my animals and I'm making them feel better and they're thriving and I want them to be around for a very, very long time. This little guy is under a year yet and he is absolutely thriving on the carnivore diet. So if you love your family, if you love your animals, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope you learned some stuff. Please leave some comments down below and I'll be sure to answer you guys back. Have a wonderful day. Beep.